I just want to start by saying that my driving experience was wild. Like, it's not normal. So for people that haven't started driving yet, don't think that your experience is going to be like mine. Mine was very like, it was rare. I started driving lessons in the summer of 2015, and my first driving lesson, I was wild, okay? Like, I was like, before I got into the car, I was bare scared, because I was like, I'm actually in a car, like I could actually really do some serious damage. So you'd think like then from that I'd get in the car and be driving bare slow. No, got in the car, slammed my foot on the accelerator, I was steering. Like, I watch a lot of movies with like fast cars, and obviously the way they steer, let me just tell you right now, for those of you that don't drive, it's not realistic. That's not how you drive. So I used to like drive like that, and I used to literally just steer all across the road. My driving instructor was scared. He was scared. But I mean, that was my first driving instructor. He was like, he was an okay kind of guy. Like, I remember asking him, how many lessons are you supposed to have on average before you take your test? And he said to me, 50 lessons. 50? Like, bearing in mind, like, driving lessons aren't cheap. They're not cheap. So 50 lessons. And I was talking to people who were telling me that they know people who passed in 18 lessons. Most people take maybe about like 25 to 26 lessons. And even that's like a bit much. So at the time, like, I was a little bit naive, so I didn't really think anything of it. So I was like, okay, yeah, fine. And I didn't say anything to anyone. So through the summer now, he was teaching me, and my mum was like paying for my lessons, so like she was literally in control of everything that happened. And she said to me, take your theory test. And I was like, I don't want to take my theory test right now. This is my summer, I am chilling, like I'm not really trying to do any tests because I've had enough of that during my academic year. And she was like, okay, if you don't do your theory, I'm gonna stop paying for your driving lessons. And I didn't believe her, because, you know, sometimes, you know, my mum likes to bluff. I don't want to say that because she's gonna watch this and she's not ever gonna bluff again. So I was like, she's not gonna stop my driving lessons. She wants me to pass. I didn't take my theory test. She stopped paying for my driving lessons. So I took a break from driving for about maybe like 2 months. So after I ended up like studying for my theory test, it was fine. I passed first time, and then, so like, I think maybe like 3 months went by, because I was just like taking my time to, well, it takes time to book the test, and then I was just taking my time to like actually want to do it. So I didn't drive for 3 months. So after I passed my theory test, I told my mum about the 50 lessons thing, and she was like, she was so mad. She's like, why didn't you tell me this before? That's absolute rubbish. Why would you have 50 lessons? So I changed driving instructors. So this is the point at which I should probably say this now, because I didn't say it at the beginning, but I think I had like 5 or 6 driving instructors, which is not normal. Most people only have 1 instructor. But anyway, yeah, so I think the next guy I got was from AA. He was really nice. Like, he properly explained to me like all the parts of the car and like how it actually works, and it kind of clicked. And he was like, you know, at the end of the lesson, drove me around for, I think it was like 2 hours. It was a little bit intense. He was like, you know, so here's my number, like just call me if you want another lesson. And I was just looking at the guy like, bro, I'm not about to call you. I'm not about to call you. And so he bit the dust. Is that the phrase? I think I took another short break because I think I had like exams. I feel like it was on mocks or something. And this was around December time. Grandma had a party in the December of 2015, and because we had a lot of relatives flying in from abroad, my mum wanted me to take my test like as soon as possible, because she was like, you've been driving now since summer, it's time for you to have passed. So I got a new driving instructor. I can't remember, there was one before that, but I can't remember about him. There was too many of them to be remembering, taking up space in my brain. Anyway, so this is the one I had in December. So this particular driving instructor was a family friend, and because he was a family friend, I'm not gonna lie to you, he took liberties. So first and foremost, if you're getting driving lessons, for those of you that don't know, like, well, in England, it's usual for them to come to your house and pick you up, and then you drive around your area, because that's most likely where you're gonna take the test. This driving instructor, I had to meet him in Ilford. So bearing in mind, I'm paying for these driving lessons, well, my mum's paying for these driving lessons, and my mum's also having to pay for travel, like, obviously it all adds up. So that was number one. So at the beginning, he was really nice, and like I would say like he's an all right teacher, but like he's the type of person, I think because he knew me before, like he got mad at me, and it was just like so weird. The type of person that if you need to do something your way, you need to be able to say, okay, my way is better, because like if you can't tell me why your way is better and what we're doing both enter the same result, then I'm gonna do my way because I know my way. Like, he used to always want me to do things in a really particular way, and like we used to have arguments about it. I remember doing something my way one time, and literally he was silent for like 15 minutes, and then and like obviously when you're a learner, your instructor is guiding you, so like he would be like, he was silent, and then like if I made a mistake, he'd like press on the brakes really hard, and then he was like, pull over, and he was like, next time I tell you to do something, don't argue with me, just do it. And I was like, you know when a confusion just hits you, like it's just like, oh, hello confusion. It was like, I was like, and like the thing is, the way I'm saying it, it sounds like it's not deep, but this guy was angry, like he was really angry. And then just after that lesson, he just got like really I don't know, he was just really offish with me, and I was just like, and I didn't care, because like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty tired, and it's dark as well, because I was learning in winter obviously, so it was dark. Like I just want to do my lesson and go home. Like, so let's fast forward now. So obviously, like I said, it was coming up to December, and my mum wanted me to be able to drive by then, so she was like, book a test. My driving instructor, the man, he was like, don't book a test, don't book a test, you're not ready for a test. But like he said it in a nice way, but he was like, you're not ready for a test, don't book a test. But my mum, obviously, she paying for the lessons, so when she says book a test, I book a test. So I booked a test now. Throughout building up to the whole test, he was like, it's unlikely you're gonna pass, but some things happen down to chance, so there's a very small chance that maybe you'll pass. But yeah, so obviously like that's not what you want to hear to taking your test. Like you want somebody who's gonna be like, yeah, you know what, you're gonna go in there, you're gonna boss. Like even if you're not, like build my confidence a little bit, man, come on. So I get to the test now, I do the test. Yeah, so I did the test. And during the test, I felt like I made some mistakes, but I didn't think it was as deep as it was. So I remember finishing the test, sitting in the car, and the guy just looks at me, and he's like, cause I'm like bare smiling, cause I'm bubbly, this is my first test, so I'm like full of confidence. He's like, yeah, you failed. You failed. And like, I think it was something like 14 minors or something like that. It was ridiculous. I remember it being so bad. And like, so I held the tears. So I was crying, but like I held the tears until the tester got out. So I held the tears till he left, and then it just all came out, and I was just crying and crying. And I remember this driving instructor coming up to me. You guys, what did this guy say to me? I've never seen anyone actually cry when they failed their test before. Like, this is amazing. This is amazing. Really, bro? It's amazing that I'm crying because I failed my test. Like, so after he mocked me for failing and for crying, he was like, oh yeah, just let me know, call me when you wanna book more tests. And like, we got in the car. Mom was like, stop crying, bro. Mom was not having it. She was like, there's no need to cry, but like, it hurts. I'm not gonna lie. When you fail, it actually hurts, because you don't take the test expecting to fail. Like, you fully think it's gonna be all right, handy dandy, but sometimes it's not. So anyway, yeah, so I didn't go back to him. Safe to say, like, I was so done with him. I was like, I'm not traveling, you're rude, and you actually mocked me. So that brings me on to my two last instructors. So I'd probably say these were the two best instructors I had. Absolutely great. Not only is he like pretty cheap, £18 an hour, he's literally the best driving instructor ever. Like, and this is coming from someone who had like 5. So I know, I'm experienced in this field. Yeah, so he was just like, he's so supportive, like, and the tactics he like uses to teach you is great. If you don't understand something, he'll be like, okay, let me think of like a different way I can explain it to you. Like, a lot of these driving instructors forget that I'm paying you for this service. Like, it's actually a service. Don't think because I'm young, don't think because it's not an adult in the car that I won't like complain, that I won't say what I've got to say. I would say for people who are not comfortable with their driving instructors, voice it to whoever's paying for your lessons, because at the end of the day, if somebody's not making you feel comfortable, if somebody is making you feel awkward, it's not good enough, because you need to be as comfortable as you can when you're driving. Yeah, I went off a tangent there. Anyway, yeah, so I just remember him being so great. Yeah, that's my fourth or fifth, I don't remember. That's my fourth or fifth driving instructor. My last one, so because I had failed my first test so badly, as I told you, 2 majors, 11 minors, or something ridiculous like that, I can't remember. My parents didn't really have faith in me, and especially because they'd taken me out driving in their car, and when I tell you the wheel was just, I was just driving like a silly girl. So they was like really scared, and my mum had said to me like, if you fail this test, that's it, you're paying for the rest. What they did to help me was they got me a crash course instructor. So I basically had 6 hours for, I think it was 2 days. That particular instructor was so, like, he was so particular. Like, he was like, I remember when I first met him, the first thing my guy said to me was,
yeah, I have a 98% pass rate, and most of my students only get 2 minors. To be honest, 2 minors is a bit of a stretch.
6 hours of continuous driving is so long, but it was so useful because, especially because it was in the area that I was going to be taking my test in, it was like, I basically knew all the routes. I was just like, turn left, I know where I am. Turn right, I know where I am. So, yeah, he was alright. I'm not gonna lie, he was a bit annoying. This guy, he took me to pick up one of his other instructors and brought me home. I was bare confused. I remember, because he was like, because obviously I know, because we've been driving for 2 days, on the second day I knew like basically all the routes. So he was telling me, go left, go right. I was looking at where I am. I live in Romford, like I said, so I was in Dagenham. I was very confused. I'm driving now. I'm in East Ham. I'm thinking, yay, this man is going to kidnap me. Whoa. I'm like, how am I actually gonna know? Like, I was thinking, how am I actually gonna escape? Because I'm driving, I can't jump out of the thing. Where will the car go? So then he was like, oh, pull over, we're here now. Like, imagine someone's telling you to give you directions and they're not telling you where you're going, and you're in a foreign area, and then next thing I know, one white boy just gets in my car, and I'm like, well, not my car, his car obviously, and I was like, oh, okay. He was like, I'll just get in the back. I was like, alright, cool. Dropped me home. It was chilling. Actual test now. On the day of my test, obviously I was nervous because my mum had told me if I failed, that was it, and I didn't have coin like that to be driving. So I was driving, I drove now. Like, I kind of knew that I'd made some mistakes, but I was like, let me not focus on them. Yeah, so I remember pulling up at the end of my test, and I look out the window and I just see he's like pacing up and down across the road. He looks so worried, and like, I just want to say, like, I feel like that adds to what a good instructor he was, because to most instructors it doesn't make a difference if you pass or if you fail, because if you pass, it goes well towards their success rate. They can say, yeah, 98% of my students pass, and if you fail, keep getting money from you because you need more lessons, obviously. But he was like proper worried, like he proper wanted me to pass, and I like, you could just tell it was so genuine. So I feel like he was so cool for that. And I remember looking out at him like, oh, I'm so sorry, I failed. And then I'm just waiting for this driver to tell me, because you know what they do is, like, before they tell you what you've got, they're bare writing on their paper, bare writing, don't know what essay they're writing. And I was like, oh, just tell me I failed already, like I'm ready. And he was like, so you've passed. And at that point, you guys, when I tell you, there was a party in my head, I was praising Jesus. I was like, yeah, I passed my test, I'm a driver, come on. Like, I was so excited. Saying, I remember him talking, but there's one specific sentence he said. He was like,
although you've passed, these are things that you need to change. It's not things you should aim to change, it's things that you need to change.
And I knew he was trying to throw shade, but I was like, listen, my Jesus too big, my Jesus too great, because guess what, I passed the test. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's how I passed. So 5 instructors, probably 60 lessons, probably more than, I think it was probably more than 60 lessons, because I was having like 2-3 lessons a week. That's a lot of instructors. Yeah, so that was my driving passing experience. It was literally, it was so long, but we thank God I passed. I believe I passed on the 29th of May. I'll double check. I definitely know it's been over a year since I've been driving.